How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the next installment of Dose of Debate. I'm here with my friend Michaela, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of voice acting versus animation.
Basically, I think everyone knows that voice acting has a huge impact if you're trying to make because say if like a major character just died, you're not just gonna brush it off and go like, oh, they died. Well, unless you don't care for the character, you know. But like at the same time, you want their reactions not to be plain. You want them to be very serious about it. Like, say if you take, for example, like a moment where it was in Uncharted 4, if I can remember correctly, because it's been a while since I played that game. Nathan's brother Sam ends up dying. Well, allegedly dying.
Spoilers!
And I'm sorry, but I'm using an example. But what you call it? He ends up dying. Well, again, allegedly dying. And Nathan, of course, is supposed to be stressed and lost and doesn't know what to do. And I feel like Nolan North, who's the actor for that guy, actually displays that type of grief very well. Because even when Nathan's looking through old memories, he keeps going, never again. No, I don't want to do that again. I don't know. And that's kind of like very realistic to me, because it really shows the impact a character has on another character and how it affects the story. And then that brings a lot more emotion to the story, and you kind of get to feel more connected in a way, because you can relate to a character. And I feel like that's why voice acting is so important, because if you don't have voice acting, how are you supposed to feel certain attachments to a character if the story has a deeper meaning?
Yeah, that's totally fair. What Michaela here is saying, voice acting is the number one most important thing over everything else. And I'm not saying it's not important, but what I'm saying is I don't think it is the number one important thing. I feel like the actual animation is more important itself. Like, for example, Dragon Ball Super, the first 16, 17 episodes or so. Wait, no, it's like first 20. Like the first two arcs where they recap the movies. They say recap, it was longer than the movies. But I don't like it. Long story short. The animation, especially when it first came out, was so bad that like my focus was just lost out of any scene that could have been there, because they look like stick figures, like basically stick figures with dot eyes, and the images that were drawn were so cursed that I couldn't keep watching it for a long time, and actually turned me off the show completely, despite the fact that the voice acting was pretty good. Sean Schimmel did a great job, as well as Christopher Sabat, and thought I knew more people, but I guess I don't.
I totally understand where you're coming from, because like I forget what console it was for, but it was like these two really bad Zelda games that weren't even made by Nintendo. The animation, I think it was like CDA games or something. Yeah, CDI, that's what it was. Yeah, the animation in that was really, really crappy. And I remember like watching a YouTuber called Sea-Dog. He was trying to recreate two of the scenes in there, and he was talking about how it was very hard to give the animation more emotion, because the animation was so choppy, and the fact that they had their mouths moving so wildly too, instead of just the typical crocodile mouth that most animes have, where they don't move the mouth so wildly around. It's literally just up, down, that's about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the Link CDI games, their mouths were making O shapes. Referring back to his video again, when you compare his version of voice acting versus the original, it does seem a lot better in most cases. Like there was another scene where a villain appeared going, "You are my slave," and then there's also another guy in there that goes, "Yes, master," and all that. But like Sea-Dog, his recreation of it definitely does make it seem more alive, because the original, it was very flat, whereas his version, he made it feel a little bit more how do I say, intimidating and scary. Like you could definitely tell right off the bat these aren't too, sort of like that. They didn't sound like they came from a kids play at school, you know. They had that
Hey,
feeling that... Anyway, referring back to the video, you can see more recreations that he's done for other multiple games. Like, for example, if you take a look at Devil May Cry 4, which I think is a really good game, there is one scene in particular, like, the animation is fine, it's spot on, and so is the music and the eeriness around it and the emotion, but there is one scene where Dante, I think that's what it is. I haven't played that game in a long time, since we're talking about, like, PlayStation 2 era times. But this was, he was holding a girl in his arms, and he had, like, this major voice crack that kind of made the scene a little more comedic than serious.
Did you care to recreate it?
I will. Hold on, I need to actually remember the lines real quick.
Oh my god. No,
I should have been the one to save your life, or something like that. But, like, there was a major voice crack in it. Yeah, it was like, life! It just started echoing as well, so I don't know. I can't take that scene serious in the original, but I know I'm going to be referencing this guy a lot, but I really like him because he's really good at what he does. But Sea-Dog, he recreated that scene, and he actually got an original voice actor from the dubbed version of My Hero Academia, who does Sir Night Eye's voice, and he actually did a really good job. And you can tell there's a major difference in the original and his version, because his version, it doesn't have the voice crack, so it doesn't seem as comedic. It's a lot more, you know, when a character is after experiencing loss, they get really mad, but they're also really sad. Like, it's sort of that type of rage. And it really makes a huge impact because you're like, whoa, this guy means business, you know?
I have this question, right? This is completely regarding voice acting, but nothing to do with animation. I just want to know your opinion on this. Who is the best Sonic voice actor? You got... Is it bad
I don't remember their names?
No, you got Ryan Drummond, who was Adventure 1 and 2 in Heroes.
Oh my god.
Then you got Jason Griffith, who was from Sonic Riders all the way up to Unleashed. He changed on Unleashed to Roger Craig Smith, who is him now.
I'm kind of stuck between Jason and Roger. Like, they both do equally good jobs. But I think... Oh, what's his name? Was it Roger?
Yeah, Roger.
I don't know. I feel like he does do a good job of Sonic, but there are some times where it's like, it sounds like he's forcing it too much.
Really?
Like he's forcing an accent or something.
What, is he Dutch? Do you want to know who my favourite Sonic is?
Who?
Ben Schwartz from the new movie.
Mind you, yeah, the new Sonic movie was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, no, I thought it was very good. The animation... Yeah. Haha! I just caught you in my trap. This is a segue. How much outrage was there over the Sonic movie's original design? Over the redesign? The voice acting was fine.
Yeah.
But...
I just, the animation, like, yeah. The first time they actually designed Sonic was outrageous. Like, that was a complete sin that they committed right there.
Now imagine the outrage that would have been if instead of... They went with the movie design that they went with afterwards, but there were some scenes or some angles where it was the original design. Wouldn't that just immediately take you out of the immersion? And just, like, shell-shock you more than any voice acting could? Because it's such a stark difference and it's so much uglier.
Yeah, I suppose so, but I don't know, because you see, I haven't really heard, well, not really heard, but I haven't really seen the movie myself, but I have heard it's pretty good, and seen some of the scenes in the trailer, the animation and voice acting does look good there, so I can't really say much.
It was such a good movie, I have to say, I loved it.
So I can only really base my opinion of what I've seen in the trailer. That's about it.
Games usually don't have terrible animation because they're not running a weekly thing.
Sonic Boom.
Yes.
Yeah, Sonic Boom, I think, is the one game that has horrible animation.
I feel like the animations aren't that bad. It's just the game. You know what?
No, seriously, they have an animation where Amy's face planting, going through a wall just to jump up at Metal Sonic.
Are you sure that's just not a glitch?
No, it's actual game. It's in a cutscene.
Oh god.
If Game Grumps actually went over the footage of that game because they got comments saying, is YouTube lagging? It seems to be very poorly recorded, so they went over the footage and no, it was the game.
Jesus Christ.
They had a game. Well, they had a game. Of course, they had a game.
Did they have
They had a maybe, I don't know. They had a scene where Sonic was looking over his shoulder. There was no one behind him. Then there was like a 1 second of a black screen, and then it cut back to Sonic looking over his shoulder, and his friends suddenly started appearing there. And it just makes the animation look very choppy because when you play that in real time, you don't even notice it. It's like you're blinking. Yeah. So I think that's the only game I could say that has poor animation besides games from older times.
Jump Force. I'm not sure if you've played
my
it
god.
or even though
I've heard. I think you've mentioned it before. I
mentioned it in the first time we tried recording this.
Oh yeah. All that footage lost.
Basically, for the people at home, it's just a game where a bunch of anime characters are sucked into this one world and have to battle one each other and to the fucking shadows or whatever they're called. You know, generic enemies, as you do.
Yeah.
But they all move like sock puppets with 16 sticks shoved up their ass. That's so difficult to say.
I'm actually very interested to see what that's like now.
Yeah,
the sock puppets with 16 sticks up their ass.
Like, even the designs themselves look abysmal. There are some characters that look okay, but they're the ones who look more realistic in animes, like Jotaro or Dio looks
like
okay.
They've had more attention put into their details.
No, not even. It's just like Dragon Ball and Hunter x Hunter are scary because they're not proportioned to look natural in the art style. And like,
it's scaring me, Mom.
Like when you zoom, like at the start, you can see like the fighters across me, and they're like grayed out. Gon's eyes are not blurred out; they are sharp, while the rest of his body is like you can barely see it. So you just see his eyes glowing every time you're about to fight him. It looks terrible, even though.
Yeah.
See, the game looks nice when you kind of like look at trailers because there's like really nice particle effects and stuff, but the actual animations of the models just look shit.
Yeah.
I would say that's why I don't like Jump Force, but there's like hundreds of thousands of reasons why I don't like Jump Force. But the voice acting is really good in it, the few that there is. It wasn't enough to save it for me.
Yeah, like, I do understand where you're coming from. Like, sometimes if you are supposed to take in like a video game or a movie or whatever seriously, the animation does kind of have to be good. But I feel like if you're having serious scenes, like say if it like the animation, say if that is like really good but the voice acting is very poor, it kind of like it just defeats the purpose of the game, because it really does kind of destroy the story in a way, because it makes you go, oh, okay, this isn't really that serious, why am I paying attention to it, you know? Like, if we look at Code Vein, which is my all-time favorite video game, yes, I'm a weeb, it has really great animations and gameplay and stuff like that, and the graphics are really good, but the voice acting, I think, was done very poorly, because it was your typical, no, stop, it's not
English,
like...
don't you?
Yeah, but I like recently switched it to Japanese because that's how bad the English is for me. It's my opinion though. But
imagine going out of your way to play Code Vein just to play it in English.
No, I played the entire game in English, and there are some scenes that are alright, and other scenes where it's just like, come on, you could have done more emotion on that. Come on, buddy. Like, there's one scene where you're fighting a boss with this character called Jack. I don't want to spoil too much of this game because it's still recently out, and I think this month the DLC just came out for it. But yeah, you're fighting this boss, and the character Jack, his voice, it just feels so out of place for the scene that's going on. Like, if you're going to fight not a character, but go fight a boss, you got all this serious and intense action and all that, and everyone's raging and all that. He just sounds like he's bored. Like, he goes like, I guess our guest is here. Time to start the festivities. Like, that just kind of, it doesn't work, because it's like...
Though?
No, like,
not all characters.
His character is very serious. Like, he's like another, who can I compare him to? He's another Levi Ackerman, basically, from Attack on Titan. He's that kind of Mr. Serious guy. He doesn't show a lot of emotion and all that. So, to hear this type...
accurate.
No, like, you really have to see the sequel, because it really does feel like, it just feels really out of place for me. He says it too loud, I guess, is another way of putting it. Yeah, he does say it a bit too loud, yeah.
Different way of putting it, too.
Yeah, because, you see, if he mumbled that, then yeah, that would probably be better. But considering he said it out loud, it kind of, like, makes you want to, like, look at him and go, like, you do realize the boss is right there. While fighting, like, there's another scene where he manages to pin the boss against the wall, and instead of, like, being that serious guy again, he goes like, at last you can know peace. Like, it feels very flat. You'd think after fighting the boss for a while, you would show a little bit more, show a little more frustration, basically. And show that, hey, we've been fighting this boss for a while, I should be a little bit out of breath, because, I mean, no one can just run for ages and carry a heavy sword around and suddenly go like, I'm not out of breath.
Oh no. Fucking Ichigo could do it. He did pretty well.
Yeah, but then that's Ichigo, so...
No, it's
Jack. I don't know.
What's your point? Like, characters
I don't know.
are a certain way. If they seem out of place in a certain situation, it might be the character, not the voice actor. But it could easily just be the voice actor as well.
No, because I compared it to the Japanese, and I can say, like, Jack is definitely showing a lot more aggression there, and he's mumbling his words. Yeah, in the Japanese, in Code Vein. English, he feels very monotone, no emotion, is speaking too loudly and all that. Well, not really too loudly, but like for a normal person, they wouldn't be speaking their thoughts out that loud. And Jack is a very serious character, and he's very closed off, so he wouldn't really be that open, Yeah, comparing that to the Japanese has a lot more emotion in it, because, some Japanese voice actors, they put their heart and soul into it, basically, which I think most voice actors should be doing. Comparing it, like Jack, when he's saying, like, looks like our guest is here, when he says it in Japanese, he's actually mumbling it, compared to the English, where he's speaking it out loud. Yeah. And then when he's about to end the boss's misery by pinning her against the wall, in English, he sounds... Just look up, like, Jack versus the Queen, then you'll see what I'm talking about. The Queen is not an underage girl, don't worry.
Oh no, the Queen is the Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen Elizabeth.
Oh no, we're not going there. You just remind me of Boris Johnson now.
What? Oh my god.
We are not going to close down the schools or workplaces. And then also Boris Johnson gets the coronavirus. Anyway, moving on from that, because you're going to get me off topic.
I want to get your opinion on, since we're talking about voice acting in general, do you go with the natural language or do you go for English? Sub versus dub, but that makes it sound like exclusively Japanese instead of like, I don't know, something Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, I do try and see what other languages are like and if I like it, but at the same time, here's a good example. For Attack on Titan, you can sort of like compare the voice acting in different languages. For example, English is, if I had to give that points out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 7. Japanese, I'd say, would be an 8. Italian, It's alrightish, but I think I would have to give it like a 5.
Why Italian? What? No, I'm on about the original versus
Oh, dear.
English. Why are you mentioning Attack on Pasta?
I don't know, because like I saw it in Italian and it's like kind of traumatized me with the Titan's roar for Aaron, because it literally does not sound like a roar. It sounds like me in the morning when I wake up. It literally is.
However,
like so intimidating, really. But
has really good voice acting that's not in English. But like it's originally in English. But Irish SpongeBob, like I don't. It's very hard to relate to anyone about it because it's been so long since I've actually like listened to it.
I actually haven't seen this before.
But I remember it being very good, especially SpongeBob himself. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs are like two of the best people, voice actor wise, and I'm sure the people would agree with me. Even just a little.
I need to go see this.
Yeah, no, definitely you do. Sadly, whenever you look up like different language compilations, they never bring in Irish, and I think that's kind of a bummer because it's a diamond in the rough. Overall, though, if it's an older show, I usually go for English. Original Dragon Ball. I like Masuko Zao, but she just plays too many characters in the Japanese. Or like Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been watching that in English, but that's just because I wanted to listen to the intro. And Dan Green's voice. I really like Dan Green.
I do start watching an English dub just so like I can kind of watch it and say if I have to quickly do something, I can just listen to it because it makes it easier that way instead of having to constantly look at the screen. Like I do start off with English.
It's not that
I'm not that good. Bro. I'm not that good though, bro.
I don't care.
Languages are hard for me.
Me too. I got a 06 in Irish and an 05 in French.
Okay, this is gonna sound funny, but I got an 03 in Irish and I absolutely hated it.
I didn't even answer any of the second paper because I couldn't in Irish, and then like all my marks came from the listening. No,
I couldn't even. I couldn't even hear anything in the listening because that's the one thing I hate about languages. When they speak so fast, I can't understand a thing.
That's how I passed, because they were speaking so fast, people couldn't understand it, so they gave extra points.
They were giving extra points?
They gave out extra points to everyone because the tape was too hard to understand.
Okay, that explains why I got an 03 then.
I almost failed with extra points.
Ah, well. I mean, you passed, so that's good.
Yeah, barely. But
we should probably get back on topic.
Well, there's not much to talk about. We kind of said our only points. Like, we're
talking about Irish SpongeBob.
Yeah, because it's to do with voice acting. As long as it's within one of the two. Like, brilliant voice acting versus brilliant... Like, we were only looking at negatives, but even if we look at positives, there's not much we can go off of. Like, some of the best voice acting you'll ever hear is in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the later episodes, especially with Vegeta, with Nick Landis, Lanny Bator. He's a very good voice actor. He played a good few characters, and his voice was like extremely diverse, and there was a lot of emotion in it with everyone involved in that show, that you could really feel it. It was like the quality of the Japanese with the recognizability of the English. Plus they added in their own things here and there, and a bit of comedy helped too.
Yeah, I think I think everyone knows the voice actor Matthew Mercer.
Yeah.
He's my favorite because he does really do a good job of being serious characters and all that. Like, he really does bring that sort of intimidation in. And another good. Well, I mean, there are some. McCree's
pretty lighthearted.
Yeah, I mean, he does a good job and all that. Troy Baker, have you heard of him?
I recognise the name, but I don't know who he played.
Have you heard of the game BioShock Infinite?
Yes.
He plays as Booker.
Okay.
And he also plays as Sam Drake. I think he did a Joker.
In
one of the Batman games. I'm not sure which one.
Everyone's done a Joker. I've done a fucking Joker.
I also know he was in Final Fantasy, but I forgot what character it was.
Sephiroth.
Maybe, I'm not sure. I'll probably have to look it up again. But yeah, like, he is like my all-time favorite voice actor. I actually got to meet him once, and he was really nice and all that. He was really good at what he does as well. I think it got, like, there was one part where for Bioshock Infinite, he was actually trying to help his partner, his other voice actor friend, because she was voicing Elizabeth, and there was like one emotional scene, except it was cut. Yeah. But there was a behind the scenes shot, and the director was trying to like get him to make the girl cry, like legit start crying. So Troy Baker literally had to start like yelling at her and say like, "You're a fucking failure" and all that, just to get her to start crying. And that's why I think like voice acting's so good, because when you get like into character like that and you get that emotion through, it does really bring a game to life. Yeah, like if you ignore the games that have bad animation, the games that have like really good animation, they really do need good voice acting if they want to like get to the very top of the pyramid, basically, you know?
Well, yeah, you can't have one without the other at that point. With the argument you're making, you're presenting it in a way of voice acting is the reason why it's so good, even though you're already mentioning the good animation. But as you said yourself, you need both. It's not a one or the other. But I just personally feel like a bad animation is a bigger deal breaker than bad voice acting. And sometimes bad voice acting can even be a benefit if it's bad enough. As in, it's so bad it's good. You can't really get a so bad it's good animation. Is my opinion.
You see, well, like, you take a look at like Mega Man from, I think it was PlayStation 1 time, I'm not sure, but like the game there, they actually did have animations in it, and
why?
I really don't think they should have given the Doctor a lisp, because it doesn't fit.
I don't think they gave the Doctor a lisp. I think the voice actor just had a lisp. I don't think it was a character choice. I think it was just the voice actor had a lisp.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like he's like a cuddly bear than a serious scientist. That's literally how it sounds like to me. And then
that big.
Yeah, I know he's not, but like that's how it came across with that lisp thing and all that. But no offense to people with lisps, like they're all adorable and stuff. It's just yeah, Manetkin. But yeah, back to Mega Man. Mega Man sounds like a girl, and I think that's a lot of the time people with voice acting, they always get that wrong. Like when a little boy is in a video game, they either make him sound like he's 14 or he's had a change of gender.
Well, yeah, do you want to know why they do that?
Because they either have girl voice actors in.
No, because child actors fucking suck. Tails' voice actor for Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, what? 1,
oh,
2,
God.
3. 1, 2, and
There's only 2?
Are all 3 different children voice actors. And Adventure 2's one was okay. But aside from that, they're all terrible, terrible voice actors. And of course they are, because they're only kids. You can only expect so much from them. There are women who do very good jobs, like Kid Gohan's original voice actor in Dragon Ball was a woman. She's also the voice of Luffy in One Piece, and she does a stellar job at portraying the characters properly, and she doesn't make them sound too much like a woman. Like
she gets that she does get that tomboyish thing out, if that's the right word to use. But I do get what you're saying.
Masculine kind of tones.
Yeah, masculine. That's the word. Tomboyish.
Even in Japanese, one of the biggest voice actors ever, Masaka Nozawa, she gets the masculine tones out too for Goku and all. Sure, you can kind of tell it's a woman, but for Goku Black in the new series, like the menacing aura that she brought to the table was it was like entrancing at that point. She just did a wonderful job. Better than the dub, where they just gave him a British accent.
Oh God, I think there was Black Butler. I forget the voice actor for the English dub in Black Butler, but she did a really good job of Ciel's voice.
Was it Monica Rial? Me and the homies don't like Monica Rial.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. But like, that's just my opinion. I feel like she did do a good job of the English dub. Heck, I think for Black Butler, the English dub isn't too bad, because they have accents on and all that. But
yeah.
I can guarantee there's going to be some people that go like, no, dub always sucks and yada yada. But that's fine. Like, that's just their own opinion. But for me, when I first started watching it, I watched it in English dub because I heard there was accents, and that's kind of how I managed to learn my own English accent as well.
Accents
but yeah,
are not good.
I know, but like, if they manage to stay in character,
You can overdo accents so easily, even if you're in character. Part 2 of JoJo.
Wasn't there like a scene in the Pokemon series where there's one guy, I think he was like forcing an accent or something like that, and he was asking someone if they had any more Pokemon cards or something like that.
Oh no!
And he tried to force this type of accent where he had like a lisp or something like that. I'm not sure. I actually don't remember it.
Yu-Gi-Oh, where Weevil.
No, it was definitely Pokemon. I think it was like a Pokemon trader or something like that.
Cards.
I don't know where I got cards from. Okay.
Like, I'm thinking Yu-Gi-Oh with Weevil when he like throws over the.
He's very Weevil.
He is. He's a dickhead. He throws Exodia over the boat and into the ocean.
Oh no! It's another Dio.
No. It's not like a case of I'm evil for evil's sake. It was more of I don't want to lose to you. This is an instant win, and I can't let you have this.
Oh no!
Yeah, no.
I hate those type of characters.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it was kind of fair at that point because Yugi's a dirty fucking cheater. Also, Joey, like, as soon as those cards went over, Joey was like, fuck that, and he just jumped off the fucking cruise ship to go grab them. He nearly drowned, but gotta respect him. Yeah. Whatever. There was one episode in, I think it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It might have been GX. It sounds like GX, but I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Sean Schimmel was
Sean Schimmel.
Sean Schimmel, yeah, the voice actor. These were two like nameless characters, but they were having a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel where Sean Schimmel was just doing Goku's voice with a Texas accent, and he summoned an elephant on a ball swinging from a vine doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Oh my god, I saw that!
Yeah.
Literally, I think he even, like, yeah, he actually approached Sea-Dog with that, and he said, like, because someone asked him, I wonder what, like, directions you were given, and then he literally said, they literally told me to do an arch swing, like, I forget how to pronounce his name, and I feel like I'm going to pronounce it. Yeah, good old Arnold. Arnold. I'm thinking of Bloodborne now, god damn it. But
that has been the Dose of Debate. Thank you all for joining us. I've been here with Michaela. Is there anything you'd like to shout out?
You can follow me at Twitter at Mithy with a bunch of numbers. I don't remember the numbers, but you'll find it in the description. You can also follow my dead art account. I'll hopefully be posting stuff to it soon. It's a qv.creations_xo. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. I'm very glad I could have you on. It's been a very interesting
yes.
debate. Yeah, hopefully you'll be on again.
I'm hoping so, yeah.
Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Keep it zen. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Keep It Zen. I'm your host, Zenadean. And, yeah, not much really going on here. Past few episodes been doing very, very well. I've been doing a few recordings. Here's the thing. This episode's debate is going to... I broke down and started laughing very loudly, and there was like 20 minutes of footage that I couldn't really use, but I'm gonna upload it in a separate video because it was shit was just too funny, and I just kind of, I'm gonna have it as a separate video. I'm just gonna upload it raw. I'm not gonna like edit it or anything. It's just gonna be an unedited clip of me losing my shit. I hope you enjoy that. If you want more of that, just let me know, but if not, also let me know so I don't keep doing it. Aside from that, I'm gonna get into today's topic, which is I'm gonna tell you a few drinking stories that I've been to involve my friend Jake, one doesn't, and I'm gonna go through. First of all, shout out Jake Carpenter because he was the one who set up both of these nights, and at the time they sucked, but looking back they're really fucking fun and funny, and it wasn't his fault that they sucked, it was all my fault, but it was funny as shit. And anyways, okay, so the first story I want to go on about here is, I don't remember the exact day or anything, but it was the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather fight, and we were vibing waiting for the fight. It was like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like falling asleep on the fucking wall, and we were just talking, and I kept dozing in and out of sleep, and until his little shit of a brother, he just comes up and gives me a clatter across the face, and I lost my shit. I don't remember how much I drank. It probably wasn't that much because it was a while ago, and I couldn't really handle my drink. I can handle it now, but I couldn't really handle my drink at the time, and I just got pissed, and I started to chase him, and he started hopping walls while I was chasing him. I was like, get back here, you little bitch, and he just kept going and running, and then he eventually went like nearly all the way around, and he like dashed back to his gaff. Instead of running in though, he grabbed a fucking broom, and I was like gonna get him, but he fucking kept poking me with the broom, and everyone was just kind of like sitting there taking the piss out of me. It was so fucking annoying at the time, but looking back at it, I see like recordings here and there, just me like nodding off to sleep, just like about to fucking headbutt the wall, and the fat fuck, he just like comes up, and I would say clatter, but it wasn't even like a clatter. It was like a hard tap on the face, like just a little, nothing too intense. And I don't like the reaction he got out of me was priceless. It's hard to describe now, but like I think I chased him for about half an hour straight, and maybe I can have him on at some point to just talk about it, maybe. Who knows? That was one story. Yeah, so far we're looking pretty short on time. Sorry, not short on time, we've too much time. However, this will be another Jake story. We're on about Jake's 18th now. I went in, I remember drinking a good bit of cider and having a few jello shots, right? And I went in, having a grand old time, wasn't really sure what to do. We were having a chat, I don't even remember what about, but I decided to, I think it was sit beside either Jake or me mate Kieran, but we were just sitting there chatting, and then like, there were 5 of us on one side of like a table bench, and then 3 on the other side, like, you know, the ones where it's like a row of seats either side on a wooden table. One person got up, and like I could see like the worry go on Jake's face. There's not much he could do because the 2 other people, they ended up getting up as well, and as soon as that happened, the fucking table flew up. Alright, the table, right, it flew up, and then like all of our drink just like poured all over us, and for some reason, I don't know who it was at the time, I think the man's name is Jamie or something, he just like, this is a great time for a photo. For some reason, I was like, yeah, no, you're right, this is totally a great time for a photo. Luckily, I wasn't like that hit by the liquids, but like you could see all the shit just go down the side of his shirt. all the shit go down the side of his shirt. Keen as well, not his brother Keen, different Keen, I think. They were drenched, I was drenched, and we were just like, hey. So we had the pictures taken, and then we're like, we just move on or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I want more shots, why not, there's nothing you can do. While all this was going on, Keane and his friend Evan they were fucking sneaking about trying to get drink, and it was so weird because they were trying to sneak in to their own house, well, to Keane's own house. I don't even think he was trying to steal drink, he was trying to like mooch it off people at the time. I don't remember what, it was more Evan than Keane. It was like a weird B-plot going on, and I found it was funny at the time because Jake was like, do not give him drink, whatever you do, I'm not being responsible for him. And me and Kieran were just going like, no, go on, give him a drink, it's grand. What the fuck is he gonna do? It's not our problem. Just to piss Jake off. I know it's his 18th, but I don't care. And then he like went off or whatever. We didn't give Evan drink because that would be a very stupid idea. He was like 13. I don't know how old he was. He was like 12 or 13 at the time, or like 11, 12. See, Jake is Jake is going 19 soon. This is a while ago. But then they got like a bunch of food and shit, like huge boxes. I was like, I'm very pissed. I need to eat to keep myself sober. For some reason, in my mind, eating made you sober. I don't know where I heard it. Because like, I think you're supposed to like eat dry bread and like have a glass of water before you go to bed. Like when you're drinking. And I think that's where I got the idea from. And it's just like, oh yeah, eat, you're sober, whatever. But the thing is, instead of just eating it, being done with it, I like ate a bunch, and then I just had another shot or two. And then I got pissed again. And then I just like started eating again. And then I was like, okay, I'm going home, but first can I use your bathroom? I need to go to the toilet. And then he was like, oh yeah, sure, it's fine. So I go up. After a long night of drinking, I'm pretty sure you all know where it's going. It was disgusting, and it was everywhere. Like, everywhere. I like spent an hour trying to clean it up while pissed out of my face, falling in it. I like banged my head off the shower, I fell asleep for a little bit, got back up and started cleaning. Oh, it was a fucking nightmare. And then it turns out I apparently oh fuck. I apparently I say apparently, there's photographic proof that there was an entire cocktail sausage back up, which I don't remember even eating, beside me when I was passed out. I'm pretty sure it was like just dropped or something. I'm not even gonna defend that at this point. I've already after saying it, aren't I? It was abysmal. And then I don't remember what happened, because it was like from 4:30 to 5:30 I was passed out. Not passed out, but like I was dealing with that. 5:30 they walked me home, and I wasn't sober, but I was awake by then. I was like, please don't speak of this ever again. I beg of you, just don't bring it up to me tomorrow. What's the first thing they do? They bring it up to me tomorrow with fucking pictures and all. And I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, you're right, and I shouldn't have done that. But I asked you for one thing. And in fairness, I drank way too much that night, and I shouldn't have. But that shit was one of the funnest nights of my life. Honestly, it was just a good time. Overall, it was just a nice vibe. Just chilling out with a bunch of people. I say a bunch of people, there were like a ton of fucking people there. I did not talk to most of them, but the people I usually hang around with, like Danielle and Liam and all, they were dead sound. That was like one of the first times I was talking to them. Well, yeah, they were dead sound. Caitlin too. And then, fuck it, I'm gonna throw in this bonus one as well, just because this wasn't on the script, but basically, also I'm like dead tired doing this, so if I sound drowsy, I don't care. The last time I went out drinking with them, I showed up late. We decided to play darts. We were playing a bunch of games. We were playing Uno, we were playing darts, whatever, and then it was my turn to go on darts. I lost bad, like, it was not even close. I lost 2 times in a row, and as soon as I turn around, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we just made this up now. Loser takes 3 shots, and just like turns to me. I'm like, wait, what do you mean, like 3 shots on the dartboard, or like in beer pong, or it was just like, no, 3 shots Captain Morgan's, and I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, well, I just got here. It was like, yeah, we just take 3 shots. You lost. I fucking took those like a champ, alright? I took those, and then it was me, Liam,
And then Danielle joined our team halfway through for beer pong versus Jake, Taylor, and then Abby joined their team. I'm not going to brag, but I got 3 of the 6. Like, I threw 3 of the 6 shots, right? Liam got... No, wait, no, Danielle didn't play. It was Kieran. Kieran came in halfway through. And what happened was, I think Danielle took, like, 1 or 2 throws, but it was a rotation between me, Liam, and thing. But Kieran couldn't drink, and Abby didn't want to, so like it was me and Liam taking the shots, and I got the Jaeger shot, and it was like, oh, there's a blue wicket one, and then there's blue wicket and vodka, and then there's Jägermeister and Jägermeister mixed with vodka, and there's vodka and Coke. And the last one there was the blue wicket and Jaeger, and I was like, I don't want to drink that, but it's my turn. And then I turned to him and I was like, if I take these 2 on, if I get 2 of these in a row, you get to pick which cup. There was 2 of them. There was like the left one and the right one for them, but we only had 1 left. And I was like, you get to pick the cup I aim for, and if I get it, you have to take the shot instead of me if they get it. And then he's like, okay, well, and then I was like, and if Abby also takes a shot, I'll still take the shot. And she was like, sorry, and then Liam was like, yeah, sure, that's a deal. So he gave me 2 chances as well, and I missed both of them. And I was fucking gutted. And then Kieran came in and he got in 1 of the cups. And so it was 1-on-1, and I was like, I really don't want to take this shot. I'm after taking like 5 shots in the space of a few minutes. I don't feel okay. So I like Hail Mary that. I was just like looking down. I fucking threw that shit, and I got it. And it took a few attempts. We kept missing over and over. And after a while, I got it, and like I just fucking jumped up, and I was just, I got hype. I got very hyped that time. That was fun, because like that was the time when we started playing more shit. Because usually all we did was we play Uno, or we play a drinking game of cards, or just be something with cards. And we started involving darts and beer pong, which is great. We were supposed to do it more, but you know, that thing. Anyways, speaking of that thing, I've had to leave my job over it for the next 2 weeks. And this isn't the first time that this kind of thing has happened. Well, obviously this kind of thing, but I've had to leave my job in anyways for once before when we finished work. And when that happened, me, my friends Jason, Dylan, and Keen, we went out for drinks, right? I think this is when we finished work, around Christmas time. And we went out for drinks to... First of all, we were looking for places and we just could not find them. We were like looking around near Riot and other places going up there. And then we found this real cool place called The Garage, going up towards the theatre. You know the theatre, fucking the Gaiety Theatre, art school or whatever the fuck. We were going in, we were having drinks, there was this arcade machine. I got like 3rd on the leaderboard first try, and I was like, I want to go up and do it again. I can do it. And then they're like, yeah, you totally go do it. And then I was like, yeah, but I don't want to like leave the conversation, plus I'm on like the furthest seat away. So like I wasn't bitching him on the entire night, but I was like, do I or don't I? After that we got ordered a round of shots by Jason, and I think it was Jaeger bombs. I downed mine for like, I had the biggest one. I downed mine. I didn't drink the most because Dylan couldn't drink the thing because he's hot. You know, you sip it, which you don't sip shots. You take it down. But and then he was like, yeah, no, does anyone else want this? And I think Jason took it. After that we were vibing, and then this other group of people came up to our table, and then they were just like, it was a bit awkward because like for a while I was the only person there because Dylan went to the bathroom and Jason went outside to have a smoke. So I was just kind of like sitting there looking at these people. We were like having a little chat. I don't even remember what about, but we were having a good laugh. And then they went, and then my mates came back, and I was like, so they were nice, and they're like, wait, what you on about? I'm like, it doesn't even matter at this point. And then, see, when we went out here, Keem was with us, but then he left because he had to go to a family thing. But we stayed there for a good while, and around like 2 o'clock he came back, and we were just like, yeah, let's go, Keen's here. So once Keem was back, we got more drinks, and then we were heading home. By this point, I only had like 5 glasses of Copperberg and a few shots. I was probably the most sober aside from Keen. We were like, yeah, you want to go get kebabs at the kebab house? And then we decided to get Apache afterwards. So I gave Dylan some money to be like, hey, yeah, do you want to like get us a large pizza? I'll be waiting downstairs. Like, you know, pizza on me. Like, because Cian paid for the pizza for him and Jason, so I was like, yeah, I'll pick one up for me and Dylan. Somehow this man comes back with 2 extra large pizzas, one for us each, with fucking ham and... No, not even ham, it was like onion and mushroom. Don't get me wrong, I love mushroom and I love onion, but that's not what I get in a pizza. And he just looked at me, he's like, there you go. I'm like, where the fuck did you get this? And he's like, oh yeah, no, I just got it, it's fine, don't worry about it. And I was just stunned, like, I'm hungry, but I can't eat this, and I want to take it home, but I'm not even going to my home, I'm going to your house. So, I managed to eat like nearly half of it, and then my stomach was like, I can't fucking take any more, or else shit's gonna go south. Jason, Cian got like chips and a large, not an extra large, but large pizza each. We all went home happy, stuffed. We dropped Cian and Jason up to the Keys, and like they got a taxi home, and then me and Dylan decided to walk back. And this is where me being stone cold sober at this point, and Dylan being absolutely shit-faced, was a weird dynamic, because we were walking up. Earlier on when we were walking down, he like slapped the little spotlight logo, the people we work for. There were little stickers that you put on the corner of the boxes. He put one of those stickers on like a construction site. And then he fucking, when you were walking back, there were a bunch of people smashing bottles across the road, and he was like, oh my god, why are my stickers there? So we decided to run across the road. I'm like, oh my fucking god, you better not get hit by a car. And luckily he didn't, because the road was pretty barren. And like he was smart enough not to get hit by a fucking car at that point. And he went and looked, he's like, oh no, it's not there, completely ignoring the people smashing bottles and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, no, isn't that a bummer, come on, let's head back. And then we were just having a little chat or whatever, and we made it back to his house. We went upstairs. I was just going to the bathroom or whatever. I see him, when I come back out, I see him on the balusters, about to like lean back and fall off the stairs, and I pull him down. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, it's not because I'm drunk, I do this all the time. It's just I don't do it when you're here. And I'm like, do you want to know why you don't do it when I'm here? And he's like, why? I was like, because that's fucking stupid. And he's like, yeah, no, you're probably right. So you head in bed, go to sleep, but instead of going into bed, he just sits on the floor with his legs crossed, just like staring at the ground, and then like pulls out his phone or whatever. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's just like, oh, it's fine. He's like, you're gonna get piles. And like, oh, that's how you get piles. And he just immediately got up and went to bed. I was like, yeah, okay, good night. And then I went to sleep. That was a weird night. It was a fun night though. Moral of the story is, my stories are boring, but they're not boring. They're funny, at least to me. And I guess that's what matters at that point. As long as I'm enjoying myself, you should be too. Maybe not, there's a limit to that. But that is just some of the stories that I have to give. I'm trying to think of any other stories that I had when I was drinking, but they're like literally not, they're not noteworthy. Like, they were good times, but they weren't noteworthy for anything, at least that I can think of. Like, that would be interesting for here. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do next week. Or, oh, by the way, heads up, what I'm going to be doing is, since we're in total lockdown and not just basic quarantine, I'm going to be uploading every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and potentially a bonus episode here and there if there are enough bloopers. And I'm just like, I'm going to share this, like I plan to, with tomorrow for Tuesday, because that debate was really fucking fun. I want to get that out, and I really hope you all enjoy. Stay safe and keep it zen. This has been your host, Zenadean, signing off the entire podcast. Finally, I just want to say thank you for all the support you've been giving me over social media and YouTube itself, and I really hope you continue to enjoy the podcast. This is how I'm going to structure for now. If you feel like you have any criticism that you'd prefer, like maybe you want this part before the debate instead of after the way I changed it, or you want more than one person on the debate, like that kind of thing, like what I did with Bungani and Kevin. I'm still working things out. I'm still trying to find a good balance and flow with everything. Changing up the music a little bit here and there, making sure The music is varied, adding music, taking away music here and there, and I really hope you all enjoy. Keep it zen.